Hey guys, and welcome to another daily update. Oh yes. Alright, so today I did a bunch of anatomy. Many sketching of character poses. I was out for most of the day, so I literally had to do a bunch in Sketchpad, and then come back and I managed to do a few pages on the Wacom tablet. The one you see in front of you is the one I chose to progress for today. So I didn't really have much time left in the day to really get much else done. I think these came out well. They're, again, that kind of basic side front angled views. I think they're coming out better, they're coming out more loose, they're coming out more... they just look better overall, I think, than what I did yesterday anyway, at least. And a little bit smoother. Again, still the same kind of issues with a lot of it, but just slowly refining it. I think the upper chest is getting better. The arms are still very long. Like I really need to start putting a note down for myself when it comes to that. The side view on number 4, I'm still struggling with drawing people from the side. I still don't fully understand it. So I've put a good bit of effort into working on that. It's not really shown in this one, but you know, it's we'll get there. We'll get there with it. Still trying to define the hair and where the face is looking. For number 2, however, kind of looking down a little bit. And I'm also starting to remember to define the neck, although I didn't done 1 and 3. Now looking at it. I really need to kind of take a note of that as well and try and make sure I start doing that. It seems to be a recurring issue that I'm seeing, which is not great. So from there, I decided to then go into inking. And as you can see here, the inks, they didn't come out too bad. Still the same kind of process. I think the faces and the hair came out pretty well on most of them. I think there's a little bit more definition going on around the legs and the kneecaps and the chests, but overall not much has really changed when it comes to the inking phase. I think I've gotten better at kind of doing the heads. I think the head number 4 is good. I think the head number 3, possibly number 1, is pretty good as well. So I'm increasing up my ability to get faces, hair looking semi-decent, and then a little bit of the cross-hatching underneath the face, the neck, sorry, is getting better. I've also tried to define the hip bone a little bit better on them as well, in the inking phase. I just really need to start kind of focusing on getting additional muscle groups and how to actually define them within the inking phase as well. But I really do think that should be something I should focus on the 3rd month, just for the fact that I just want to try and keep refining what I have. A lot of these women also have hands. That's another thing I've been working on. Number 1, the pose on the right, her hand actually turned out pretty well, but the fact that it's so big really kind of irritates me, because it was a little bit more of a dynamic posing of the fingers than I thought I was going to be able to pull off, but I think it came out fairly decent. And then finally, moving them on to the color and shadow phase. I didn't put a texture overlay on it this time, and I tried to play around with the shadow placing on the face a lot. I really think, I think number 1 probably came out the best at this phase. Number 3 and number 4, in that order. Number 2, I just think the shading on her face did not do her any favors. But I tried to tone it down a little bit. I tried to blend it a little bit better. You can see on the one on the far left, I tried to get a little bit more shading on individual muscle groups, such on the bicep and the tricep. And then on number 3 and 1, I try to get the hair looking a bit better. not just being so blocky and stark. I didn't do any highlighting on this either, just for the fact that I just felt that I'm not at a point where I can really do it effectively. But I'll possibly try and give it a go tomorrow. Yeah, the shading I'm still trying to figure out how to really blend it better, because it is still very, very stark. But I'm using a separate color for it. I'm using like a purpley pink, when I think potentially I should just be taking the same base color and putting it on multiply layer, and so it's just a darker version of the same color. That'll be better. But I'll write that down, and I might give that a go in the next few days and see if that helps with the contrasting colors. Alright guys, well that's me for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you want, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.